I'm Ann Ramsey.
And I'm Tina Hall.
And we're a couple. We're married, in fact. And we have a daughter named Grace. And I joined Salem in 1994.
I think I joined about 91 or 2. And Grace joined when she came home to us when she was 7 months old.
Which would have been in 2000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And boy, I remember that day. Grace is adopted. She came home from Guatemala. And Pastor Ed was the pastor then. And he had to tell everybody in the congregation who was out in this hall meeting Grace to come inside because we were late starting the service. Because we walked in with Grace and everybody had to see her and meet her because everybody loved her already just like we did.
Yeah. It was maybe one of the happiest days of my life. We had her baptized here 2 weeks after she had come home to us. And it was on Mother's Day. What a wonderful day for that to happen. And that was just, it was just such a happy, wonderful thing for us. Salem for me has always been just we talk about our church family. Now it really is a church family. They mean so much to us, and we've missed them since this time of the pandemic. But this family church family here has embraced us, and it's so wonderful to us.
We asked her daughter what she thinks most about Salem, and she talked about church family and how she felt adopted by everybody, and she has been. And some of our Salem church family has become real family to Grace and like grandparents to her. And on her baptism, it was the only time her 2 grandmothers ever met, because they were here for the baptism. And that was probably my most meaningful day at Salem, too, because we really were acknowledged as a true family, the 3 of us. And that meant a lot to us because, of course, that's before we were able to get married legally.
And I think that of all the things that mean a lot to me or so much to me at Salem is that how it's just a welcoming community. And everybody always says that when I come. I don't feel like I'm a stranger, and I don't feel pointed out. Don't made to feel uncomfortable. But that's it, and I think it is just a wonderful family. And I think that must probably start at the top. For me, Salem is the time where, for the first time in my life, I felt like I developed a new relationship, a new pastoral relationship. Because when I came here, Pastor Ed Whetstone was the pastor, and getting to know this church and getting to know Pastor Ed made me had this idea for the first time that a pastor was my shepherd and was really knew needs that we had. And it's just I don't know anyone that's more kind or humble or genuinely just a loving spirit than Ed. And so for me, coming here was a new relationship to see, wow, leadership can be loving and welcoming. And I love this church for so many reasons. And the pastors that we have now, same way.
Wonderful. Just
really picked up and so wonderful, and shepherd us and take care of us and challenge us. And now we need to be challenged in many ways.
Yeah, we do. Tina's had a few issues with her health over the years, and first Pastor Ed and then Pastor Dave have been there for me, not just for her. And it's been a shepherding experience that I've had with him and with Ed before him. And it's meant everything to me. It's gotten me through. And I'm looking forward to having, not you sick again, but getting to know Sarah better, too, in that respect. So.
Well, I think,
the music.
It's astounding what a music program this church has for a church this size.
Yeah.
And I guess being away now while the church is having to, not have services indoors. I always appreciate the music, but even more so, it's astounding the music program we have here. And Mary is such a gifted organist, and the choirs, just the music.
Yeah, we miss the music. We're so grateful we're getting the music we are getting. It's top notch for virtual music, and we're very grateful.
One of the things that has been a lot to me was I taught Sunday school, and it's been 15 years now since I've stopped. But that was wonderful for me because I'm not a teacher. I don't know anything about teaching children. So that was a time for me to, one, challenge myself, but two, to really get to know these children and then watch them as they've grown up in Salem. And many of them, most of them, are still here. And most of them I still have a relationship with. And that has been just a wonderful thing that I never expected would be that way. But to see these children grow in their faith, in their lives, and for me that's been maybe the most meaningful thing that I've done here at Salem.
And you got to teach with Lisa.
Yes,
Yerke.
I got to teach with Lisa Yerke, who is fabulous. And
First graders.
Yes, and she is so good with those children. She is she's my Sunday school mentor. Yeah.
She is. I served on church council for a couple of terms, and that was my challenge, and it was very rewarding. There's a new side of spirituality that you learn when you're doing church governance, and the prayer that God be with you and grace you with His wisdom or hers while you're making decisions for the church. Those prayers work, and I learned that, and it was a rewarding experience. But then, since we adopted Grace, I've not done a whole lot of volunteer work, so now that she's an adult, I'll have to start doing more of that.
Yeah, I think this time's made me reevaluate what I want to do for Salem.
Well, we've been doing Altar Guild, and of course, that's not happening.
I also have a wonderful memory that probably doesn't matter to anybody but me. But in about early 90s, I came here for Thanksgiving service one time. And I was on my way to visit my family in southwestern Virginia. And my dog was very old. And I didn't want to leave her in the car, so we wrapped her up and took her into the Sunday school classroom.
Except there were catacombs then. It wasn't even a classroom downstairs. Yeah.
And she slept the whole service. And that is one of my most wonderful memories, that my wonderful dog, Missy, got to attend a service here at Salem. And so that's silly, but that's a really wonderful memory that I'll always have. And when I pass that room downstairs, it's always wonderful. I guess.
And then our daughter baptized another dog.
Not here.
Not here.
Right. Exactly.
But she was here for a baptism, and then we got home, and we found her in the den with some water and our puppy, and putting water on its face and marking the cross and saying "Child of God," and looking at the bulletin and reading the liturgy for baptism. Except
she did not say "Child of God." She
said "Dog of God."
Dog of God.
Yes.
Yeah. So Whitney was taken care of. So. Only thing I want to say is how grateful I am to this church.
Yeah, me too. Yep. Me too. It's always there in our time of need and when we have joy.
Yeah.
But we're really grateful that it's here when we're needy.
Yeah. And grateful for everything they're doing to take care of us now during this difficult time of pandemic. And we'll be back.
Yes. Oh, it's so nice to be here right now. You sure we can't just stay for the afternoon?